All right. Good evening, everyone, and hopefully you were patient enough to bear with me for the this. It's actually our first time we're doing this by YouTube live event. So thank you for your patience, and let's begin talking about what are we doing? What is the fibers activity? What is our mission and why we are here in the first place? Um, First thing to understand is that we're a trading fund offering anyone from all over, from anywhere, to participate in Forex trading as a professional trader. And we offer that through an online trading platform like you used to do in your individual trading, but we offer this in a fund platform where you don't have to invest your own money in the trading. We do the trading, we do the money investment for you, and we'll explain today the way it works, what is it that we're looking for in the traders, and and how you can participate in the opportunity that we're presenting um, here for you today. So let's begin. Like I said, the Fivers is an online trading career program. We're structured as a trading fund, registered in the UK and being operated in the online environment. Our head office is in Israel, and we're two partners that were funded this trading fund. We were actually traders like you, and we were looking for career opportunities within our country and in the online environment, and we actually couldn't really find a sufficient place to that will help us take out what we know about trading and make a professional career out of it. As looking for funds in the local area, it was very hard because not many professional funds, hedge funds, like to deal with forex and forex traders, and the ones who do like to do usually want you to be young and to trade their own system. So we figure out that we're looking that we want to create a, a team or an environment for traders. We will start looking for it, and eventually, after a few years of looking and searching, this fund that we're presenting to you today actually evolved from itself when we were just trying to find a setup for trading with others and harvesting the knowledge of a community of traders. So at one point, 2 years ago, we decided to call it a fund, traders funds, and the rest is history. And here we are today, few months after our celebrative launch, which was very successful, and we've been operating very successful in the past few months. And here is what we're doing. So, if you are a forex trader or any type of trader, what are your alternatives? What are the things that you can do in order to enhance your knowledge and your skill and your money in this industry? Today, you would have very few options. You can trade, of course, with your broker. That would be the most common thing to do. But when you trade your own individual account, you actually trading and risking your own money. Um, when you trade your own, you are your own boss, but many of us are facing this as a disadvantage, where nobody really enforce our errors. Nobody tell us, give us. We don't have to report to anyone about our errors. We don't actually doing a self-learning and developing a self-awareness to our errors. And so if anyone think it's a dream to have no boss, but no enforcement can be a huge disadvantage, and this is what causing so many people to actually lose in the market. Um, 1 minute, please. I think I have this bar that need to be corrected. One thing. 1 second. Da, da, da. All right. Okay. Okay. So the next thing to mind is, do you have a sufficient capital to actually make a living? Do you really can you make a living out of 10K trading account? Can you make a living out of a 5K trading account? Most traders in the forex business would open a trading account by these kind of values and sometimes less. These will not create a flowing income for you. So you have to put your hand on a bigger capital in order to make a living. So let's say you're making 1 or 2% a month. If you have a 10K account, it's going to be like $200. It's not sufficient. So if you want to grow your account, you have to multiply it many times before you reach to a 6 digits capital in your trading account balance, so you can actually make a living out of it. So most people, what they do, they trade small capital trading accounts and looking for other alternatives where they can harvest their knowledge by selling signals or selling education or doing other stuff than the actual trading. But we are here to do the trading because this is what we love to do. So the next thing that you're going to have when you trade with your own broker is that your growth versus income withdrawal is always, you always have this balance. If you take out your profits, you have less capital to trade, so you always have to leave some of your profits in the account in order to allow the account to grow. So that's when you're handling your own trading account. Another alternative that you have as a trader would be to find a job as a trader. And like we were experiencing, myself and my partner Snir, is that although it's the highest alternative, as long as you getting qualified, as long as you getting the actual job, it will be the best thing. If you get a job as a trader, take it, because it's the best solution for you, even better than what we're going to suggest for you today within our fund when you get a job. But there are very few available positions in any place where you can get a job especially in Forex, where, like I said, many hedge funds don't really like the Forex trading of itself, because it's not centralized and it's not really well monitored by central um, um, market makers. There's no. Anyway, we all know this thing. It's hard to get a job as a trader. When you get inside, you're experiencing a very intensive pressuring environment, and nobody is really offering you any stability within your job. You can mess around and being fired at the same day. There are no strings attached in this business. When you lose money for the hedge fund that you work with, if there's someone more young and more talented than you, they will just take your chair and tell you to leave the premises. No stability is promised there. Um, and in most cases, they would want you to trade their own trading system. So whatever you know today, whatever brought you into the position that you're showing success in trading, they would ask you to change it, to trade something that you're not familiar with that you're not practiced with. So it's nothing that we would want to do. And then you will be back into the thing that's called commuting to the office. If you're living around a big capital city in your country, you probably don't have a problem if you're living by New York City or by Frankfurt or London. That's okay. But what happens if you're living 2 hours or more from that capital city? What are your options in your little village in the greens? You would not have any opportunity to go to work. So this is where we're suggesting an online opportunity for traders. Another thing that you could do as a trader is to offer your services as a portfolio manager, but that would mean that you would have to hunt for clients, you would have to do your self-marketing, you would have to invest all of that, but you want to do the trading. Another thing is that when you have a client, you really have to invest in the relationship with him. You have to tell him what's going on, and you have conversations, and all these things are taking time and effort from the trading itself. Another bad thing about it is that you're relying on a very few clients. How many clients can you handle just being you? 5, 10? When a big client leave and 1/10 or half of your business goes with them, with that client, that is giving you instability that you are really needing to perform trading as a living profession. So that's another thing about being your own portfolio manager. And another thing is that usually when you have a client, the profit split would go around 10% to 30% maximum, which is less than you would do in a proprietary trading fund. So let's compare everything that we mentioned here, and I'll be happy if you write me in email if you have more bullets that you want to compare with what we do. These are the key things that we were thinking about, and this is what we're providing as a comparison to all this. So when about the trading capital, with the 5ers, you would get all the trading capital. We'll provide everything. You don't have to put $1 for it. We will embed the risk management into your trading habits, meaning that we will be the people that will help you being better at what you do, as enforcing the risk management upon your trading style. Many, if you think about it, many people would not be happy if anyone intervened with their trading, but knowing that this is the number one issue for traders to lose money is that when they cannot really enforce their own risk management, even their own written risk management, we all face that. Let's face it. We all were experiencing that. Myself as a trader and my partner, this is why we wanted to trade together, because we wanted to have a responsibility one toward the other, and that's very, very important thing, that someone could manage your risk, and that's a very, very big plus if you get this person to do it. Another thing is the sufficient capital to make a living. We provide 100% of the account funding, and we're giving very big growth, very good growth system. We will explain it later in the presentation. And and you don't have to compromise how much you take as an income versus of how much you want to grow your account. With trading with the 5ers, you would take all your income every month and still be able to grow, and there's no compensation about this. Okay. Finding a job as a trader, well, you got a job with us. We have unlimited positions for traders, as long as you know how to trade 1 to 1.5. That would get you qualified. When I say 1 to 1.5, meaning that you're going to we're talking about the relationship, the proportion between the maximum drawdown to the maximum to the profit target, meaning that in our qualification test, what we ask you is to lose is not to go in a drawdown for 4% and give us return of 6%. That means that we allow you to go up to 4% drawdown, and your achievement will be 6%. That's 1 to 1.5. It's not a risk-reward ratio. It's the drawdown versus the target objective. So 1 to 1.5, that would get you qualified from anywhere, from on any system that you come with. Okay. About the environment, you decide how much and how often and in what frequency and how many trades you're going to put in the system. As long as you being profitable, we don't ask you for any minimum profit in a month. As long as you being profitable, you can place one trade in a month. We don't mind that. As long as you being profitable, that's good with us. You'll not get it as trading for others, because they would expect you to do a lot more. Okay. We also let you trade your own discipline, and because we have our unique motto that we're saying that if you're being profitable in by a certain trading methodology, we don't want to interfere with it. We don't want to interrupt anything that brought you a success. We want you to bring your success and do it with us, and we will not interrupt you. We will not interrupt you by our risk policy. For that, we're doing the evaluation so you can also experience that yourself. And we're not going to ask you to change any of your trading tactics and trading strategies because we just want you to bring your knowledge into our system and trade the way that you're being experiencing success. We don't want to interfere with you. We don't bring any trading agenda with us. We are very flexible for you in that term. If we compare this for being a private portfolio manager, then you don't have to carry to worry about finding clients, because we are the clients. We will give you anything. We will give you all the funds. We'll give you all the growth. We'll give you all the the setup to be trading, and we take care of all the administrative stuff for systems and for payments and for everything. You don't need to worry about anything but just doing trading. So no clients in compared to being a portfolio manager. And about splitting your time and everything, like we said, no clients, and relying on very few clients. We're here to stay as long as you're being profitable. We're here. I mean, we'll never tell you that you cannot trade with us anymore as long as you're being profitable. So we will not cut the capital that you're being responsible to trade on. So there's no such instability about relying on very few clients. And our profits split with you would be 50% at any stage. So you don't have to negotiate to get more than 10% or more than 30%, and you don't have to exceed some specific achievement to get a higher profit. From the beginning, you get already half of the profits. We bring the capital, you bring the skill, and together we're 50-50 partners on that activity. Okay, so what are the key features for trading with us, with the 5ers? Okay, so first thing is that we're going to talk about in this presentation about the trading environment that we provide for you. We're going to talk about how we manage the risk, how we enforce risk, and what are risk guidelines, so you will know that, or so you'll be able to practice this before you decide to join us. We're going to tell you about our extraordinary growth program, which is really something that we're really proud of, and we've never seen this anywhere else. And it's absolutely, you cannot do it without trading a fund, a big pool of capital. You cannot grow this way. So wait and see. We will describe to you how you get evaluated in order to qualify to trade the account. Even in that evaluation phase, you don't spend your time for nothing. You actually being trading on a live account, and you can take the profit from it as well. So it's not a waste of time. You can do it in parallel to your other trading activities. And we're going to tell you about our payments, how we do it, how our payments morals, ethics are the highest you can find in this industry. Okay, so about the trading. So first, we provide an MT4 platform because we're trading Forex. The instruments that we ask you to trade on are the Forex majors and the major currencies crosses, the euro versus the yen and so on. We don't trade other exotics like the I don't know, the Mexican peso or the South African rand. We just we have enough assets to trade on the on the main currencies that we all know, the main 7 currencies. So we have enough combination on that. If you do trade indices, if you do trade some commodities like gold, the spot gold or the silver, all these kind of main commodities, you can ask in specific, and we will allow you to trade this because we have these assets available. But by default, we want you to trade the Forex pairs because these are actually enough to make a proper living. In our trading environment is based on an ECN technology. Also, the trading costs are based like an ECN professional structure. So what that means is that we provide you the very core spread that we get from our brokers, and we're connected in direct API connections, fixed API connections to our prime brokers, and we provide to you the very core low tight spread, and the broker cost is being put on the side in a commission base. You're not like an ordinary broker where you would pay the broker his costs on the spread. We like transparency, and the best transparency is paying for our service providers by the commission. So it's going and also for better and more accurate trading. Trading with a tight spread will not interfere with your trading in terms of catching stops and pending orders and so on. So it's much better and more professional way of doing it. But be aware that there is this commission on the side, so don't be just very excited on the very, very low and tight spreads. Be aware that there is an extra commission on the side, which brings it to a very decent and still pretty cheap trading costs. But considering it that it's the fund money that you're trading and not your own, if your trading system can work with a normal trading cost, then you shouldn't be care much about this. So we're trading ECN technology with ECN pricing structure. We allow any trading style. You can bring whatever you want, as long as it's aligned with our risk policy, and we'll describe risk policy in a few moments. You would decide if you want to be evaluated based on your trading style. We don't ask you before that, what is your trading style. We do want you to describe it because we want to know that we're dealing with traders that know what they're doing. But it's your duty to understand our risk guidelines and see if that goes along with your trading style. And if you think that, you're allowed to come and start trading with us and try to qualify to be a portfolio manager of the 5ers. Another key feature which is very rare in funds like us is the 24/5 trading. We're doing continuous trading because the market in Forex is continuous. We don't restrict trading hours. You don't have to clean your desk at the evening. You can do overnights. You can do over the weekend, as long as you showing responsibility on handling these trades over the sleeping hours with hard stop loss and everything. We're good on that. So this is one huge advantage that is very unique to the 5ers, that we allow overnights and over the weekend, and we don't restrict very limited trading hours, 24/5, because this is how the market works. Okay, so what are the risk guidelines that we're mentioning all the time? So across all our trading account, we have several programs, but they all have a common risk guidelines, which mean that at every given time you cannot exceed exposure of more than 5-to-1 from your balance. We're doing it in a very simple, easy way. We don't want you to calculate the value, the actual market value of the position that you're making. We'll just simplify this, and we're going by the average, because we're trading only the main currencies and their crosses. And this is one reason why we do it, is that we just simplify it to do it by the lot size, meaning that if we're giving you a 100K account, that means that you can in 5-to-1, which will be $500,000. We don't want you to calculate market value, like I said before. We just call it 5 lots, okay? 5-to-1, because you have $100,000 in balance. So it's 5 lots. One lot is 100K, right? One more thing about the exposure. Another thing that we're doing, I think we're the only one that are doing, is that if you're locking the stop loss beyond break even, meaning that you're locking a profit on a trade, you're allowed to add more trades, meaning that if if the trade is profitable and you locked the stop loss, it's no longer considered as exposure, and you can add more trades on the account. So in that sense, you can go all the way up to 100-to-1 leverage in the account, and we're doing it because we want to encourage profiting manners. So if you have a runner, and we know that the market has no time, the market will eventually going into targets, and the targets, we don't know when it's going to be there. So we don't want you to cut your trades too soon. And if you have a runner, and you can keep it just by locking beyond break even, and you have more margin to put more trades and take more opportunities in the market. So it's not really a restrictive thing, it's just meant to lock the exposure on the drawdown positions. Okay, every trade must have a hard stop loss of 1.5%. You just need to calculate how much it is according to the lot size that you're using, and it's as simple as that. The maximum drawdown that is allowed in our trading accounts are 4%. If it's the first time that you hear that, you would say, "Whoa, that's pretty tight drawdown that they're requiring." But think about this as something that you really can play by numbers. Let's say you have your system can take you all the way to 30% drawdown. Just cut your lot size by 10, and you're going to be on 3. And with that, of course, it's going to be affecting your profit. But if you bear with me on the in few moments where we get to our growth program, you would see why you shouldn't care about cutting your trades into shorts, because our growth will compensate for that in a very, very unexpected way. So it's going to surprise you, and so it's just playing with numbers. You just keep the same proportions, because trading Forex is just collecting pips and loading a value for a pips, and you decide what's the value of each pip. So you can match up any drawdown requirements, and we're going to, in return, we're going to give you a supreme growth plan that will not keep you disappointed on your profit side. Okay, so another thing is that we do is, because we're restricting these risk guidelines, if you happen to violate one of our guidelines, we want you to be aware of this, and we're sending you emails, and we're not running fast to fail or to terminate or to take back the account that we're providing you, because sometimes people don't really understand, or sometimes they make just innocent errors. So we're sending few warnings emails, so you can be aware. This is the way that we communicate with you and help you being more aware on the risk guidelines, and that would be something that will help you trading. You don't have to be offended when you get a warning. You just need going to use it as something that is actually giving you more awareness to your risk management, and that's going to be reward you in the long run. So and of course we do it because we want to help traders being more profitable, and we're not doing it in order to fail. So we're sending warnings, and we're not just running to close or take back accounts. Okay, so another key feature which is unique to the 5ers, and which we are very, very proud of, is the growth plan. We call it 2 times for 10%, meaning that for every 10% that you're going to earn on your portfolio manager account, we will double the account. So if you start with the 10k, with 40k, and make 10%, it's going to be 80k. Whenever it takes, if it takes 2 weeks or 2 months, whenever you hit the 10%, we're going to double the account. So this is why we were saying that when you cut your lot size and you also cut the profit, when you eventually achieve the 10%, we double the account. So if you if we go back to the example of 30% drawdown in order to make 100% growth in the account, and now you have to only risk 3% in drawdown in order to make 100%. How much would you really want to risk? Okay, so you don't need to risk 30% to make actually the same, and then later on, when I'll show you the sequence of growth, you will see how fast you can grow from 40k account into 1.2 million dollar account, which is only a sequence of 7. So if you ever done in Forex 70% in your account, that's equivalent to 7 times of 10% that we're requiring to have to hold, to put your hand on the $1.2 million account. So just think how fast it's going to be. So how do you get evaluated? How do you get accepted to be a portfolio manager? What we do is when you engage with us at first, we will ask you to get evaluated by our team. The way we do it, we're doing it on a live trading account. You sign up with us. You have a one-time payment for this, and you get a fully funded trading account, and you start trading live on the real market, and whatever profit that you're going to make on that account, these accounts, the profit split, 50% will be yours as well. So even in the evaluation phase, you are not losing your time. Your efforts are going to be paid anyway. So it's not a demo. It's not anything that will waste your time. You're trading real money, and you're earning real money, and real profits are going to be paid for you once you make profits. So you're trading on a valuation account by the same risk rules that we were mentioning before. You get 50% profit split, and your initial goal is to gain 6%. Once you do this, you qualify to become a portfolio manager with us, and you get your initial entry level account, which be, if you sign up for a evaluation of a 40k account, you would be trading the evaluation account of 10k, and once you qualified, you get 40k account, $40,000 account. That will be your entry level. Okay. In the evaluation, we provide 2 types of programs. One is trading for pips, where you just where any trade would be the same lot size all the time, and we're evaluating your trading by collecting pips. The goal there is to win, I think, 700 pips, and your maximum drawdown would be 350 pips. The main program is where you can is where you're trading for actual money, and you can play with the lot size as you think. Actually, I prefer that program as well. And for each program, we have 3 entry levels. So you can decide if you want to take the highest entry level. In the main, what most people do, they take the 40K evaluation kit. So they start trading on a $10,000 account. When they qualify, they get a $40,000 as an entry level. We have lower entry levels for people that want to risk less, or want to practice our platform. So we have 3 entry levels for that. And the cost for this is only a fraction of 4% one-time fee, meaning that if you buy a $40,000 evaluation kit, you would get a $10,000 account, and your one-time fee for being evaluated will be $400. That's it for getting a real $10,000 account with profit taking and a 50% profit split. Okay, so it's so if you compare that with a broker individual account, for getting if we're giving you for $400 $10,000 account with a 50% profit split, that means that you have 100% profit on a $5,000 account. If you would go to your broker for the same, you would have to actually invest $5,000. We're actually giving you this for less than 10% of the actual money that you get to trade. So think about this. It's opportunity of itself. So only 4% and one-time fee. There's no hidden fees involved afterwards. It's you pay only once. There's no subscription. There's nothing else that you will ever need to be paid, because what we want to do here is to see that you're a serious trader, and when you're a serious trader and you're profitable, then we want to give you our money to trade. We don't want you to pay anything. We want to pay you the profits that you're making for the fund. So it's not making sense that you will have to pay to be paid. So only for the evaluation, because it's taking our efforts and taking our time, and if we would do it for free, we would just being overwhelmed by many wannabes. It's not possible to do it for free. So 4% is the most fair thing to do to evaluate a trader which we don't know. We also have a free route to start trading with us, and that is if you have any trading license by the authorities of the United States or the British ones. If you show us the certificate and you show us 2 years of consecutive trading portfolio, which is yours and proven to be yours, you don't need to get the evaluation, and you'll start the highest entry level from the beginning. But anyone else that really needs to prove their trading skills will have to go through the buying an evaluation kit, which is, again, it's the alternative are much higher than that. Okay, payments are something that we decided to be the best in the market. Payments, I don't know what's your experience with other funds or with other online services, but we have this motto: we don't like to own to owe anyone anything. So we pay your monthly profit. You don't have to ever ask for a withdrawal. Whenever you have a profit at the end of the month, we pay you your splits. You don't ask this. You don't ask for this. We just send you the your payment, whatever whatever it is. Okay, and even for our referral program, we have this referral program where anyone from anywhere can just refer to us traders, and we reward these referring people. We pay them once the referred trader is signing up. We pay the referral the same day. There are no limits to be waited. There are no time limit. We don't wait to the end of the month and to accounting to do something. Once we get paid, this you get paid very soon after. Sometimes it's within the same hour. We say that we're going to pay the same day. That's a promise. Usually it takes the least. We want to have the highest payments ethic in the industry, and I think we do. You can try that on us. We'll be happy if you refer to us any traders and you see how fast we pay. We'll be very happy if you be a profitable trader and you see how fast we pay you even before you blink. We have the highest payment ethics in the industry. That's a promise. So the evaluation program is how you get qualified for the 5ers, and in our website, when you go, and you will have to choose one of the two programs, and within this program you will have to look for what entry level you would want to qualify for. So this is how our offering look like on the website. So if you want to qualify for a $40,000 account, you would first get a $10,000 account to be trading on, which is a live trading account, and any profits that you'll make on a $10,000 account will be yours. Your achievement goal is to win $600 profit without getting a $400 drawdown. Remember, that's the key rule that we have. The 4% drawdown is and the 1 to 1.5 ratio for drawdown per target. Okay, the maximum exposure that you have on the evaluation account will be 0.5 lots, and like I said, if you locking a winner beyond the break-even point, you get more margin to add to this exposure. Your profit would be 50%, and once you become a portfolio manager, you're entitled to get the 2 for 10%, the double for every 10% that you would be rewarded as a trader, and one-time fee for this. It's no subscription, no hidden costs, only $400 you pay to be qualified. It's not a deposit. Please be aware of that. It's not a deposit, it's a payment. We're not a broker. We are not allowed to take deposits, and this fee is to cover our monitoring, our support, whatever we do, the setup, the facilities that we put for you, and you're going to be trading on a $10,000 live account. We will let you go all the way to a drawdown of $400. And another thing I must mention about the $400, it's drawdown. A it's a drawdown definition. It's not the loss of the account. Of course, if you take the $10,000 account and you start losing from day one, that would stop you at $9,600. But if you go all the way to 10,400 and then you go to 900 and to 1,000, that's a drawdown of $400, and this is where we're going to stop you. It's not what you can lose on the live money account. It's what the drawdown that you're possible to take. If you're exceeding the drawdown, that means that you cannot qualify to become a portfolio manager with us, at least at that round. You can do your qualification again and again, how many times you want to do, but at that specific account, it's a drawdown, not a loss that allowed from the initial balance. Okay, so it's a drawdown definition. Let's continue. Okay, so last thing we're going to talk to you about is the growth program that we're providing, which is something that we're very, very proud of, and no one can really be matching what we're doing here. So let's just dive into numbers, and I'll show you how big you can grow. So if we're saying that we're going to double the account that you're trading every 10% that you're making, if you put that on Excel, you're going to have this exponential growth chart. Okay, and let's compare it to what you get if you trade your own retail broker account. And let's say both accounts beginning with a $10,000 account. Okay, with the 5ers, when you reach the first goal in the evaluation, which is only 6%, you would earn your account, your retail account will be worth $10,600. With the 5ers, your account will be $40,000 already. Okay, because your achievement would get you the 40K account that you're being evaluated for. Then you're starting doing the 10% goal, and this is where we're going to double the account for you. So when you're making another 10% on top of the 10,600 in your retail account, you'll be in $11,660. With the 5ers, you're going to be on $80,000 account. And if you continue this mathematical sequence, you will see that at the end, when your account will be $1.2 million account, your retail account is only 70% profit, $1,700, which is very nice performance. But the actual trading money that you're involved with is much, much higher. It's actually exponential when you can do it only by trading a fund like ours. Okay, you can get that big. So if you want to put your profits, okay, when you take your profits from your own trading account, that will not let your account grow. So and you can compare this in this table below. In the first stage, when you make the 6%, and we're taking 50% of your profit, so that will leave you your own 50%. Of course, in your retail account, you earned more. You earned the whole $600, and you take them back to you, back home, and your retail account remains $10,000 account. Okay, so if you make another 10% on your retail account, you will earn another $1,000, but your account doesn't grow, because our account will grow, and you would also take your profit back home, your 50% share. That means that in the second round you will take $2,000, and we will double the account that you're trading, and then in the next sequence you'll make 4,000, 8,000 only after 4 rounds of 10%. If you're making a 36% performance, you already being earning $8,000 per round, and then 1,600, and then 32, and then 64. While in your retail account, you are stuck on the $10,000 reward every 10% that you're making. Okay. If you accumulate the actual profits that you take back home that you're banking, this is showing how powerful it is. When you're making in 7 rounds only $6,000 and $600 in your retail account, with the 5ers you would be making 6 digits income of $126,000 approximate. So this is how powerful is our growth scheme, and this is one thing that our traders are mostly intrigued with, and we have many traders that on this ladder of upscaling in all kind of levels here, and it's just amazing, and we're very, very happy to pay these amounts to traders, and traders are very, very happy to harvest their skill and get much more than they could earn for their own selves. Okay, so so this is our presentation for today, and I hope you learned a little bit more about us, and we would love to see you joining us at Onetime. Take your time, try to figure out how you incorporate our risk rules into your trading strategies. Do some practice, do it on a demo, do it on a live trading account. When you feel you're ready, please join us and take the very efficient evaluation account. When you make a profit on it, of course you get the payment on these profits, so you actually got nothing to lose if you're well prepared in that. Because we're trading on MetaTrader, you can also do it in parallel to other trading activities that you already been doing, so it's not a waste of we're not taking your time in doing so you don't have to do anything different for us from what you already been doing, because we're not interfering with your trading strategy. So this is what we have to say for tonight, and I really hope you learn and got to know us better. If you do have questions, don't hesitate, and please write us on the contact us form under About menu, and we'll be happy to reply to you with elaborated answers like we always do. Um, this is it. So thank you so much for bearing with us, and hoping that we can see you again, engaging with us very, very soon. So good night and thank you.